Hello everyone and welcome back to Pronounce Faster.
Hi there, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Emma. Today's topic is how to train your brain and mouth to speak in English.
This is such an important topic. So many learners can understand everything, but struggle to speak.
Exactly. Today we have a special guest joining us remotely to help with this challenge.
Dr. Lin Chen is a speech coach and language learning specialist. Dr. Chen, can you hear us okay?
Yes, perfectly. Thanks for having me on the show, Emma and Ryan.
We're so glad you could join us today. You've helped hundreds of learners overcome this exact problem.
That's right. It's one of the most common frustrations I see. People understand English perfectly, but can't produce it fluently.
Before we dive into strategies, let's hear a quick story that shows this problem.
James will tell us about Thomas, who experienced this frustration firsthand.
Thomas was a software developer who understood English perfectly. He watched YouTube tutorials without subtitles, read technical documentation with ease, and followed his colleagues' conversations in meetings without any problems. His listening comprehension was excellent. But when it was his turn to speak in team meetings, everything changed. The words were in his brain, but they wouldn't come out of his mouth smoothly. He would start a sentence, hesitate, restart, and eventually give up, sending his ideas in the team chat instead. One day, Thomas watched a video about language learning. The speaker said something that changed his perspective. Speaking is not just a mental skill, it's a physical skill. Your mouth muscles need training, just like your legs need training to run a marathon. Thomas realized his problem. His brain could process English input perfectly, but his mouth had never practiced producing English sounds. His tongue, lips, and jaw were trained for his native language, not English. He understood language through his ears and eyes, but he had never trained his mouth to create it. That night, Thomas started treating speaking practice like athletic training. He began with simple exercises, just like a runner starts with short distances. He didn't know it yet, but this shift in thinking would transform his speaking ability completely.
Dr. Chen, Thomas's realization is so important. Why can people understand English perfectly but struggle to speak?
It's actually quite simple when you break it down. Understanding language uses what we call receptive skills, listening and reading. These skills use recognition. You hear or see a word, and your brain recognizes it from memory.
And speaking is different?
Completely different. Speaking uses productive skills. Instead of just recognizing words, your brain must recall them, put them in order, and then your mouth must physically produce the sounds. It's like the difference between recognizing a song and playing that song on an instrument.
So it really is a physical skill, not just mental.
Absolutely. This is what we call muscle memory. Your tongue, lips, and jaw have been making sounds in your native language for years. English requires different positions and movements. Without practice, your mouth simply doesn't have the muscle memory for English sounds.
That's why people freeze when they try to speak, even though they know the words?
Exactly. Their passive vocabulary, words they understand, is much larger than their active vocabulary, words they can actually produce in speech. The gap between comprehension and speech production is normal, but it can be bridged with the right practice.
What kind of practice actually works?
Let me share the 3 most effective strategies I teach. The first is shadow speaking.
What's shadow speaking?
Shadow speaking means you listen to English audio and immediately repeat what you hear, like being someone's shadow. Let me demonstrate. Emma, say a sentence for me.
I'm going to make a cup of tea.
I'm going to make a cup of tea. See? No pause, no thinking, just immediate repetition. This builds muscle memory because your mouth learns to move automatically with the rhythm of English.
Should we focus on being perfect?
No, focus on flow and rhythm, not perfection. Choose audio at your level. Podcasts, audiobooks, even TV shows. Play a sentence, pause, and repeat it immediately. Just 5 minutes daily makes a huge difference.
What's the second strategy?
Self-talk practice. This is my favorite because you can do it anywhere, anytime, with no pressure.
What does that mean exactly?
You narrate your daily activities out loud in English. For example, right now I might say, I'm sitting at my desk, looking at my computer screen, talking with Emma and Ryan. Just describe what you're doing as you do it.
Why is this so effective?
Because it's low pressure. You're alone. No one is judging you. It activates your speaking muscles throughout the day without the anxiety of real conversation. Your mouth gets comfortable forming English sounds naturally.
And the third strategy?
Recording yourself. Once a week, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes about any topic. Then listen back objectively without judgment. This gives you honest feedback about your actual speech production.
That sounds scary for many learners.
It is at first, but it's incredibly valuable. You'll hear things you can't notice while speaking. Maybe you speak too quietly or too fast, or you drop word endings. These recordings track your progress over time. After a month, you can hear real improvement, which builds confidence.
Can you demonstrate the self-talk technique quickly?
Sure, I'm reaching for my water bottle now, taking a sip, putting it back on my desk. These simple sentences activate my mouth muscles and keep English flowing naturally throughout my day.
Dr. Chen, we've covered the physical training, but what about the mental side?
Great question. The mental challenge is reducing what I call the mental filter. That voice in your head that stops you from speaking because you are worried about mistakes.
How do you reduce that filter?
By changing your goal from accuracy to automaticity. Automaticity means speaking without conscious thought, like how you speak in your native language. You don't think about grammar rules when you speak your first language, right?
Right, it just flows naturally.
That's automaticity. To build it in English, you need deliberate practice, focused training with specific goals. Not just practice English, but practice these specific sounds, or practice describing my morning routine.
Can you give us a simple daily routine that actually works?
Absolutely. Here's what I recommend, and it only takes 5 to 10 minutes total. First, morning self-talk for 2 minutes while you're getting ready. Describe making breakfast, getting dressed, whatever you're doing.
Just 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes. Consistency matters more than duration. Then, during your commute or morning routine, do 3 minutes of shadow speaking with a podcast or audiobook at your level. Finally, once a week, maybe Sunday evening, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes and listen back.
That's very manageable. What mistakes should people avoid?
The biggest mistake is expecting perfection too soon. Remember, you're training muscles. A runner doesn't run a marathon in their first week. Start small, be consistent, and focus on fluency before accuracy in practice.
What about people who say they don't have time to practice?
That's the beauty of self-talk. You're already doing daily activities anyway. You're already making coffee, walking to work, cooking dinner. Just describe it in English. You're not adding time to your day. You're using time you already have.
Dr. Chen, how long does it take to see real improvement?
Most of my students notice changes within 2 to 3 weeks of daily practice. They'll catch themselves thinking in English or responding without that long pause. After 2 to 3 months of consistent practice, the improvement is dramatic. Their mouth catches up with their brain.
What role does confidence play in all of this?
Huge. Confidence comes from repetition, not perfection. Every time you practice, even if it's not perfect, you're building both muscle memory and mental confidence. The more you speak, the more natural it feels, and the more natural it feels, the more confident you become. It's a positive cycle.
Any final advice for our listeners who feel stuck?
Yes, remember that understanding English and speaking English use different systems in your brain and body. It's completely normal that one develops before the other. Don't be discouraged. Treat speaking as physical training. Practice daily, even if just for a few minutes, and trust the process. Your mouth will catch up with your brain. It just needs consistent practice.
Dr. Chen, thank you so much for joining us remotely today and sharing these practical strategies.
It's been my pleasure, Emma and Ryan. I hope your listeners feel empowered to start training their speaking muscles today.
Before you go, can you summarize the 3 strategies one more time?
Of course, shadow speaking. Immediately repeat what you hear. Self-talk. Narrate your daily activities in English. And recording yourself. Honest feedback once a week. Just those 3 strategies, 5 to 10 minutes daily, will transform your speaking ability.
Listeners, remember Thomas from our story. He started treating speaking like athletic training.
You can do the same. Your brain already understands English. Now it's time to train your mouth.
Start small today. Just 2 minutes of self-talk while making breakfast tomorrow morning.
And tell us, what's your biggest challenge with speaking English? The mental filter? The muscle memory? Something else?
Write in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your speaking journey.
Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with friends who can understand everything but struggle to speak.
Thanks for listening to Pronounce Faster today.
And thank you again, Dr. Chen, for joining us.
Thank you both. Happy practicing, everyone.
See you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Pronounce faster.